We would like to take this occasion to create a journey for taro industry in Papua New Guinea. It is a call from the government, Marape Rosa government, to make indigenous crop to commercial scale. And taro, being an indigenous crop, is one of them. Our former Minister for Agriculture, member for Goroka, Honorable Ayatambua, has taken great stride to negotiate with the Australian government to open up its doors for taro to be exported into Australia. At the Ministerial Economic Forum in February of 2023. This call for PNG to export taro, produce taro on a commercial scale, and to export taro, there is a huge gap burgeoning for Papua New Guinea to fill the gap. The challenge is now on institutions to work towards achieving the government's economic policy of exporting taro out of a country. Let me pose to us a question today. Who in Papua New Guinea does not grow taro and does not eat taro? Can someone answer me? Growing taro is a noble and prestigious soul-searching activity for most of our farmers, or most of us Papua New Guineans. Eating taro, whatever way you plant it and however you harvest it and you prepare it and you eat it, it conveys a symbolism of nobility. As a Papua New Guinean eating taro, you feel proud. You can feel the heart and soul that was put into planting a taro. And taro is a spiritual crop for many Papua New Guineans. You can't avoid eating taro. And given its solemn spiritual connection our people have in Papua New Guinea, in every corners of our society, villages and hamlets, taro is of cultural significance. If all else fail, in everything that we do in terms of food, people will protect taro. It is their inheritance, and they are proud of owning a variety. And those variety that we have that have cultural significance and connections were brought to this place, Bubia. In the early 70s and 90s, collections of taros were done and brought to this particular place. All the varieties, local varieties around the country were brought to Bubia under the DAL Taro Research Program. The germplasm was collected here and accumulated here at Bubia. When NARI came into being in existence in 1996, has taken over the research of taro, through making sure those varieties are well protected and kept for our inheritance, and the same for the food security. And NARI has conducted research for the last 20 years. And since that research, the taro hybrid were bred, selected over many cycles of breeding and evaluation here at Bubia. They are assessed mainly for tolerance to taro leaf blight, the fungal disease. They've assessed those varieties for yield, in which 14 tons per hectare can be achieved, wider adaptability to lowlands and to the highlands, and good eating quality were used as a criteria for assessment. And using those correct criteria, 8 lines of NARI Taro variety were developed. And all these, some of the NARI Taro varieties developed were released in 2000 and 2017 for farmers' use. The NARI Taro varieties that were developed based on its good tolerance and high yielding and adaptability: NARI Taro 1, NARI Taro 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 were bred and produced and released. Out of these 8, including the local varieties of Morobe origin, Numkowek, 4 NARI Taro varieties are highly sought after and strongly favored by farmers and markets. And they are NT1, NT2, NT5, and NT6. We have done some blind tests for market using all these varieties in New Zealand. And New Zealand consumers, mostly of Pacific Island origin, favors NT2 and NT6. And that is where some of these varieties that are favored by the market and consumers now will be released into commercial production. NARI has distributed most of these taro varieties across the country. Morobe is now the leading producer of taro in the country, with many small farmers. And it's fitting to start a taro industry in Morobe. So there is a strong demand for commercialization of taro in Morobe. And Morobe farmers have with them all the seeds and taro varieties the NARI has released. They are now ready to plant in huge volume. Who will support to grow this industry? While developing the industry, NARI has co-developed the best management practices, including methods, techniques, and strategies to sustain the taro industry going forward. NARI is ready to promote and supply quality planting materials in required quality and quantity, and doing it consistently for our commercially oriented farmers and farming enterprises in the country. NARI will endeavor to provide technical expertise in commercial taro production at farmer level, semi to fully commercial taro production across the country. And to do the honors of releasing those taro varieties, our Minister, Honorable John Boito, will have the honor to initiate the taro industry growth. NARI cannot do it because it is a research and development entity. NARI has done so many research and has produced varieties and technologies ready for market to take it up. We are looking for that little gap of translating, transfer, and transforming our technology to the commercial space. NARI has its rice, NARI has its garlic, NARI has its taro. We are looking for private sector to partner with NARI. NARI alone cannot do it. It is a research entity. Hence, it has to develop, it has to come up with a legal entity that will move NARI technology to commercial space in partnership with the private sector in a productive partnership philosophy. And NARI Council has seen the gap and have established NARI Enterprise Limited as a conduit, as a vehicle to drive that. It is not for NARI Enterprise Limited to do it alone, but it will be doing it in partnership with our private sector, domestically, and those from the outside want to invest in a country. And once the smallholders or SME picks it up, NEL will move into another joint venture, maybe with garlic, maybe with rice, maybe with marita, maybe with sweet potato, maybe with cassava. Henceforth, we are only doing little that we can to push and achieve the government's policy on commercialization, engagement into rural space, creating employment, growing SMEs in the rural space. That is our social obligation to the country. And we are doing it with humble heart. We are doing it with passion. And we want Papua New Guinea to grow the food, as our Prime Minister said. His vision, we can grow and feed the world. And take back Papua New Guinea by being spiritually empowered with the crop that we have, and the things that we have, the advantage that we have, the low-hanging fruit that we have, to achieve that dream. Our Marape government have a dream. NARI only playing a small part to achieve the dream. And we are calling upon our brother and sister commodity boards to partner in a similar fashion. Henceforth, we can only need government support to do it. Our minister is here. The government has put a lot of money into freight subsidy, into price support, into National Agriculture Development Plan. We only wish that the system and the structure that is set, we will be working with the institution, supporting them and funding our farmers to grow the industries, our local industries. And NARI will need that support to grow the taro industry in the country